Howdy, I'm Tyler. I've got a truck all the way over there. I need to work on it. I need to get the cab off from an X project. And I've got a tractor. So I'm gonna go bring it on over here. I'll be right back. Here's the deal. I'm getting rid of that 9:30 in the morning tomorrow. I gotta have it done tonight. And I still ain't fully stripped out everything I haven't done yet. I still gotta get the dash out. Some other stuff, rear window stuff for Everett, but follow along. Here's the plan. I'm gonna exit. I'm gonna exit them and walk in the right. Everything's loose. Except for, oh, maybe that front body mount effect. But it will not come off. It's going to come off right now. There it is. Take two. And voila, we have a project. Battery dies. Check her out. The new project. It's pretty effing sweet. Pretty sweet. Can't wait to get started on it. I'm thinking, so I'm going to cut all the body mounts off because I'm not going to use these body mounts. I'll cut every single one of these off. And I'm thinking we'll make some front control arms, stuff like that. Haven't decided what to do with the rear end yet. We might cut the back side of the overload off. We're going to cut the frame somewhere in this little section right here. We'll cut the frame. We'll get rid of the gas tank because we're going to use a toolbox / gas tank combination, kind of like Robert Keller does. Name dropping. But I want it to be super simple. It'll be on 40s, Dentside, LS most likely, 4L80, just stupid, simple, fun. So we'll see if the scrap guys want to buy the cats tomorrow. I'll cut them off tomorrow in the daytime. Okay. Ooh, it's gonna be a rough one because this is at night and everything, but I'm gonna do my best. So I've got the fuel tank out. It's halfway full of fuel. Not even 100% sure about what's going on with that. I don't know why I just said that. Anyways, it's half full of fuel and very effing heavy. Drive shafts unbolted now. I don't have the rear drive shaft unbolted because I think what I'm going to do is pick transmission and transfer case up. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm thinking about this as I'm videoing, by the way. I'm going to pick transmission and transfer case up and then kind of slide the drive shaft out because it is a slip yoke. It's not a fixed yoke. It doesn't have a carrier bearing, I guess because it was a crew cab shore bed. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks 1410. I'll have to measure. Hopefully I can shorten it and use it. That would be very, very much the best case scenario. I'm going to use the front 1350 CV setup. As you just heard, there it goes, falling off. I unbolted it like 15 minutes ago, by the way, and I just now just tapped it. Pull transmission, transfer case, those are getting sold. I believe I said this earlier. I've got 4Ds and a 4.8. I think it's a 4.8 truck motor, iron block, whatever. I've got a 4L80 at my dad's house. I just picked up an MP205 last night. $100, by the way. There ain't too many. I don't know where to have the camera at. It's just one of the things. I don't know. Picked it up, MP205 last night, Ford 6-bolt round pattern, $110. I mean, you don't really see those anymore. So very happy with that purchase. And I think at the end of this month we'll have the 40s bolted up. I got to get lug nuts. I got to double check, see what kind of rims he's going to be bringing me, so I can get the correct lug nuts for it, because I don't believe that they use the stock Ford lug nuts, which are a shank style flat washer dealio, not a acorn lug nut. So I'll have to get lug nuts on the way. The plan is, I think these springs are light enough, because it was a gas motor, that I'm not going to have to change them. I might just add in a, sorry, I had to change arms. I'm not used to this vlogging thing. It's got Rancho shocks on it right now. I'm probably going to end up changing those out. Change out the Rancho shocks. I believe I've said this earlier, but I'm not 100% sure. Exhaust. It'll be a full exhaust by the time I'm done with it. But I think I'm going to send all this with the scrap guy. Hopefully he'll give me a good price on these cats. I don't even know if he's even interested in them. But here's where we're currently at. I just got done getting drive shaft off. I figured out a way to pick up. I'm gonna use a screwdriver with some vice grips. I happen to have a small little D-ring for picking up some other stuff. Contractor right there, I'll pick it all up. That drive shaft, I'm hoping when I pick up the transmission and transfer case, I got it unbolted still, so I'll crawl up underneath there. I believe it's just two 15 millimeters or 13 millimeters. I think they're 15 millimeters. I'll have to double check. I'll make sure all this wiring is pulled off transmission before I go lifting anything up. That way I don't damage nothing. If anybody needs a 6.2 transmission and transfer case, I'll have one for sale. If you buy it off our YouTube video, cheap, $200. If you find it on Facebook Marketplace, $250. As far as I know, it fits a 6.7 also. From everything that I could find, I imagine the torque converter is different, and I don't know if this torque converter is going to be any good, because it looks like it's partially out, so I'm hoping it didn't wreck anything. But we'll pick it up, we'll see. I'm going to get a bunch of these coolant lines out of the way, stuff like that. Like, there's a belt for the 6.2. It's just random stuff is sitting everywhere. The plan is to cut it right about right here and take it out to somewhere as far back as right here. I believe it's as far back as I can go. So I have quite a bit of room right there, 2.5 feet or so, to be able to take out for the new body. It'll be a 73 to 79 F-150 chassis, or 73 to 79 F-150 body, or F-100 body, whatever comes up. Still undecided on long bed or short bed. I have a long bed sitting right there in the weeds that I will cut down if I need to. It's already, you can't see it. Here, hold on. It's already dented, so not that big of a deal. I'll cut it down if I need to, and really that's it for right now. So it's been a very slow weekend of working on things. Sorry, I'm still coughing. The COVID got me good this last round. or whatever it was. I'm not even quite sure what it was, but I cough now every time I eat. Progress has been kind of slow. Ooh, got white. We had a lot of projects going on this weekend. One of them involving a 5-foot by 17-foot epoxy table. How do I turn this thing around? Hey, just like that. So 5-foot by 17-foot. It's all been edges are all smoothed down. I mean, check that out. Just gorgeous. Looks good. So progress has been slow because of that. We had to get some tables done up, tables fixed. We've got sorry, it's gonna get dark again for a second. We had to, golly, work on this big old red oak table. It's gonna be a bar top, basically, for an outdoor bar. I had to grade the driveway a couple of times. It took about 5-6 passes on the box blade to even get it to a point of looking good. But here's where we're at. The next steps for this are going to be pull the rest of the exhaust out, pull the rest of the wiring harness out, get the drive shaft off. The drive shaft's going to be the biggest pain in the butt because those bolts are seized bad, and I sprayed them with Zep the other day. I got to get this chassis basically stripped down to nothing so I can get to work on figuring out where I'm going to mount everything. I got to figure out all these measurements, all that sort of stuff. How do I know there's different buttons for stuff. That's the follow. That's the tilt lock. Oh, that's pretty cool. But first person view. We're going to go first person view for a little while. Plan is, I need to make sure I have all the measurements for all this stuff. I want to keep the parking brake, the factory parking brake system. So I need to make sure when I'm cutting all this off that I am not tearing up any of these bushings, grommets, whatever. Now I'd like to get some measurements on some stuff because I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it yet, but I want to make sure that I keep all of these mounts safe. I'm going to get rid of all the body mounts. I'll probably end up getting rid of maybe this cross member. I'm not 100% sure yet. It might just end up being the smaller one, but we're going to see where everything mounts up to. Exhaust going bye-bye. I'm going to take some measurements of a winch, see if a winch will fit in this area right here. If it'll fit in this area, I might just cut this down right here and just kind of plate it across. And then probably just kind of cut this little section off, or maybe just make it flat across to put a fair lead in, and then have a winch come out the back of this thing. Set of 40s will be here at the end of the month to roll around on, so I can get these sold to whoever for 100, 200 bucks, something. But right now the plan is to get the drive shaft off, move the chassis, and clean up the area. So hold tight.